You just want to mate. You ain't mating with me, sunshine. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek, you're watching Kevin the Geek. It is time for another Doctor Who Wednesday for my New Who Doctor Who review. This is Partners in Crime. This is episode 1 of season 4. This is a return of Donna Noble. If you are new to the channel, please do make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Now we're into the series that is arguably considered the golden era for Doctor Who. And for good reason. You know, it really is. And I absolutely love Catherine Tate and Donna Noble. But for this episode, when I initially watched it, I was very apprehensive. I was very nervous. Because my perception of Donna Noble for the Runaway Bride wasn't great. I did not like her any way, shape or form. And yeah, I was just thinking, oh God, are we really going to have an entire series of this shouty, boisterous, argumentative companion after having a character as great as Martha, after, you know, a really good companion in Rose as well, although, some elements of that I wasn't necessarily a fan of. So, very apprehensive, but boy, was I proven wrong. And I love the fact that I was proven wrong. And I think part of it, what helped Donna, was the family setup. Because, unfortunately, there was a little bit of a rejigging that was required. Because the gentleman who played Donna's father, I unfortunately can't remember his name and I do sincerely apologise, he sadly passed away after doing the Doctor Who Christmas special, and right as they were, I believe he actually did record some stuff for this before he sadly passed away. So, of course, it did mean a bit of rejigging. Now, what was great was that Russell T Davies had already had a little bit of a preconceived notion of what the character was going to be like for season 4's companion. And ultimately, they were able to reutilize a lot of that stuff. Because, and I have done a short of this on my channel, so do go back and check that out. So it gives you a very quick ramble of that. But in essence, the new companion would have been someone called Penny, who had a bit of a granddad, who was a bit of a stargazer and everything. So when they chose it was going to be Donna, of course, okay, we'll use Donna's father. And Russell T Davies was thinking, okay, could I incorporate some of that to make her father a bit of a stargazer and everything? Sadly, he passed away, but it was going to be quite an easy transition to change from a father to the grandfather. And of course, that meant we got the wonderful Bernard Cribbins as Wilfred Mott. Now, of course, Bernard Cribbins had already recorded the Christmas special, Voyage of the Damned, and just a little fun little scene there, just because they really wanted to use Bernard Cribbins, an absolute legend of the screen. But then they spotted an opportunity, and they brought him in. And, don't get me wrong, Donna's dad was fine, and I think he would have done a really good job had you seen more of him in season 4, but it's Bernard Cribbins and Wilfred Mott. I'm just in laughter and smiles every time I see the scene with Bernard Cribbins in it. I just cannot help it. So I'm so happy that they included him into that. And of course, he was, one side of the coin for Donna. And on the other, you had her mum. And that's what I think kind of helped her work as a character, particularly in the reintroduction of her. Because you had her mum that was basically trying to keep her very grounded. And yet at the same time you had her grandfather who, to an extent, was keeping her grounded, but was encouraging her to live out her dreams. And, if it meant looking for the doctor, to go and look for him. And that enabled Donna to be a very open character and have some interaction that you never really saw from the Christmas special, from The Runaway Bride. You have more scenes where she can be a bit more vulnerable. The one in particular for me was that scene with Wilf up on the hillside.
Well, you're not yourself, I'll give you that. You seem to be drifting, sweetheart.
I'm not drifting. I'm waiting.
What for?
The right man.
Oh, same old story, I'm mad.
Oh, I don't mean like that. But he's real. I've seen him. I've met him just once. And then I let him fly away.
So I just think Donna was, in the end, a wonderful choice to bring back. And I think that the thing that I loved with this is the fact that it meant that ultimately they were able to utilize Donna in a very different companion role. Now, the whole joke about the misunderstanding of what the Doctor wants out of a companion in this series.
I just want a mate.
You just want to mate?
I just want a mate.
You're not mating with me, Sunshine.
A mate. I want a mate.
Well, just as well, because I'm not having any of that nonsense. I mean, you're just a long streak of nothing. Alien nothing.
There we are then.
I absolutely love that joke because I think ultimately it answers a question and answers a frustration in a way that I have had because of the whole love interest thing that you've had with Rose and then you had with Martha, and I just don't personally like it. So the fact that they quickly flip that on their head and they just want them to be mates and friends, I dig that. But it was a great comedy moment between a brilliant comedy actress and, a really good actor as well in David Tennant. So that was fantastic. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Doctor. And he's on fire in this episode. He really is. And I think it's because he has such great chemistry with Catherine Tate. They just clicked together right from get-go. And I really do like the fact that they just got on it so well. In this episode, bearing in mind, this is basically the second time that you're seeing them on screen together. You could be forgiven for thinking that these two have been sharing the TARDIS together for 3, 4, 5 seasons, because there's just something about their relationship which I love, which I think made the opening segment a little bit more frustrating with the fact that they were kept apart for so long. But that scene, when they spot each other through the doors and they're mouthing backwards and forth to each other, oh my god, it just has me crying with laughter because it's a very earned build-up throughout the probably, about 20 minutes or so of the episode to that point. And you just constantly go, oh, come on, just meet each other again. Which I never thought coming into this episode that I would be shouting that pretty much at the screen. So that is fantastic. Now let's talk a little bit about the story of this episode. It is a season opener. It is an introduction as a sort of a factor. It's not in the same way that Smith and Jones was, or Rose was, or even the Christmas Invasion / New Earth, because you're getting used to a new companion or a new Doctor. This is the first time you actually have two characters. You know about them. You know what the companion is like. You know what the Doctor is like. And so it is an introduction as such, yet at the same time it's not. So they were able to do a little bit more, I think, with this episode, with the general plot that is going on, more so than you have with other episodes. Now, Sarah Lancashire is a fantastic actress, and I liked the role that she did here. She's the kind of caliber of actress I would have liked to have seen her be a little bit more substantial than a simple one-off villain. But the role that she was asked to perform was really, really strong. And she had this wonderful air of arrogance and a little bit of threat about her in a way that you wouldn't necessarily think that there should have been from the character. But I thought she was really, really strong. Now, some may argue that she is the sole villain. Some people may say that the adipose are villains. For me, the adipose, they aren't villains. You know, as the Doctor kind of says, they're kids. They're creatures that are born from fat, and they're not villains. No, Miss Foster, she technically is a villain at the same time. I mean, she's not. She's a villain in so much that she's causing a problem rather than someone who's really actively out to, kill and destroy for no particular reason at all. I liked her kind of motivation behind it. I thought that was quite an interesting thing. But I do think that the whole idea and the concept of having aliens that are made from fat, which is come about through an obsession for dieting and having a quick fix solution with diet pills, I just thought that that was absolutely bloody brilliant. And I tell you what, if aliens like that and the methodology behind that really did exist, I absolutely believe that this planet and humanity would fall for it hook, line, and sinker. So, aliens, if you're out there, hello! If you want to conquer us, turn us into globules of fat. Oh, Jesus. The design of them, I thought the adipose were cute. I think it was really an interesting idea to do that. And the idea of just having this one singular little tooth as well, I thought that was cute as well. It added just something fun about them. Obviously, going back and looking at them now with the CGI, yeah, they haven't aged particularly well, but for the time, I thought they were pretty damn good. Now, like I said, I think the Donna's mum and Wilf, of course, they are really the biggest supporting characters in this one. You have a few other little extra ones kind of here and there that don't really do much. But you do have, technically, the original companion for season 4, Penny Carter, who was the sort of investigative journalist who gets tied up and keeps going back and getting tied up again. There's a bit of a running joke. Penny Carter was originally going to be the companion before they kind of came up with the idea of having Donna Noble return, which kind of came out of the blue, actually, which, of course, I read in my book, The Writer's Tale. And that was because for the ending of Series 4, Russell T Davies had this whole idea to pretty much bring back every single character that has appeared in the show. Some of them ended up happening in the actual episode, some didn't, and at the very least they would have liked to have had Donna in for that 2-part finale. But through a kind of chance meeting. Some of the executive producers bumped into Catherine Tate. They got talking about how much fun she had doing the Christmas episode. And they kind of just, without really thinking it would happen, because she was very busy with doing her, the Catherine Tate show, they didn't really think that it would happen, but they suggested, oh, maybe would you be interested in coming back for 2 episodes, or, maybe a couple of episodes, maybe even a series? And she was just like, oh my God, yes, 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 get me involved in it. So it was a nice turn up for the books how that kind of came about there. I don't really need to go into much else. I don't want this video to be about an hour long, which it very easily could be. I could talk for hours about this episode. It's a really good, fun, rollicking episode. So I am going to kind of stop my main general talking there. But, of course, I do have to rank the episode. And if you are new to the channel, the way that I score Doctor Who episodes is I give 10 different categories a score out of 10 to give an overall score out of 100. So, let's see what my scores are for Partners in Crime. And there you have it. So, Partners in Crime has scored 71 marks out of 100, which makes it a B-rated episode. The one thing I did, of course, really forget to mention, which I probably should have done, the whole massive twist reveal ending at the end with Rose. Now, first of all, I love the fact that they left that out purposefully for the press screened review copies that they get sent prior to doing a review of an episode, because I like the fact that that just managed to make it a complete shock for everybody when the episode actually aired. And just that singular moment, because there were rumours in the press as kind of season 3 was kind of wrapping up and then season 4 getting done. There was a lot of rumours that Catherine Tate was coming back, and of course that's only going to be natural with something, because you're going to have location shoots, particularly outside, and unfortunately there won't be any getting away really that you're seeing Catherine Tate with David Tennant and the TARDIS and things like that. So it's gonna kind of come out. However, Rose, on the other hand, that came so out of left field, it caught everyone by surprise, and I freaking loved it. But those are just my thoughts on Partners in Crime. What are your thoughts? Or drop your comments down below. Don't forget to check out all of my other Doctor Who reviews. Check out all of my Torchwood reviews. Check out my various Doctor Who rankings. I've done a couple of different reactions for Doctor Who related stuff. I've done a Weakest Link Doctor Who charity special, and I've also recently done the Pointless charity special, which was done for the 50th anniversary back in 2013. That one's actually on Dailymotion, but the video that is on my channel gives you the link to find it on Dailymotion, and you can see that in full. But for today, my name is Kevin. I am a geek. You've been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.